When I opened my eyes, I realized that I was the only one left. The only human, that is. I looked literally everywhere in my house and around the city, and I swear there was absolutely no one. There were no cars, no buses, no cabs, nothing. The city was like a shadow. I'm definitely dreaming right about now, so I have no idea why I'm even writing this, but I guess I'll tell you the story. You? Oh, right, I forgot, there's no humans anyway. So I'm not exactly positive what happened, but I have a pretty reputable theory going. Rewind back to 6 nights ago. It was an average quiet night. I was sitting in my studio apartment on 86th between Park and First. My apartment isn't huge, but it's roomy enough to fit me, Topaz, Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, Dopey, Hemingway, Meoward Stern, Meowsh Alabama, Purr Gina Wolf, Ben Catfleck, Cat Damon, and Mary Cat Olson. I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm a crazy cat lady, right? I most certainly am not. Simply put, I am a cat advocate. If you're going to be reading this, you better get that term into your head right away. Anyway, the 16 of us were hanging out and watching some late night television. I kept hearing strange sounds in the street, but I mean, it's New York, so that's not abnormal. I was tired as shit, so I got ready for bed and crashed around midnight. I always wake up early, but for some reason, I didn't get up until 1 the next day. It was like I had been drugged. I woke up and got ready to go to work, only to find out that the city had a certain taciturn about it. It looked motionless, apocalyptic, if you will. At first, I took no cognizance of anything. I was primarily fixated on the city's immobility. In front of me, the cars lay stranded in the middle of the street and parked by the curbs. A gray 2007 Volvo stood in front of me. With some apprehension, I peered into the vehicle. An empty Dr. Pepper lay on the floor beside what looked like clothing. Yes, definitely clothing. A pair of jeans with a belt still in the loops was draped across the driver's seat, alongside a gray t-shirt that had fake abs on it. God, this guy was a douche. A pair of Nikes sat on the floor next to black stiletto heels. On the passenger seat was a dress. Even more peculiar was the pair of Batman boxers besides the rest of the clothing. I won't go into more detail about the undergarments I saw, but this was just weird. All of it looked worn and hastily taken off. Really? Here in the middle of the street? God, get a room. For some reason, after looking into the Volvo, I felt a pang of despondency. It's not like I expected to see anyone, but there was that bit of hope inside me, only to be crushed by the grueling reality that there is no one left in this once bustling city. Then, out of the corner of my eye, some motion caught my attention. 5 cats were strolling along the sidewalk across the street. That's not all, though. I turned to my right and saw even more. A whole enormous pack of them raided the trash cans on Park Avenue. Everywhere I looked, there were cats. If this was a dream, it'd be pretty fantastic at this point, but from then on, things only got worse. In my bewilderment, the thought of my family didn't even occur to me until now. All I could think about was my 15-year-old sister Sam and my mother. Sam's hair is this beautiful light brown with highlights and lowlights. She's about average height and has hauntingly beautiful green eyes. My mother has strawberry blonde hair and green eyes. Our father passed away from liver cancer back when I was 11 and Sam was only 4. This can't be happening. She has to be okay. She has to be. They lived in an apartment on 91st in Amsterdam, which was all the way across the park. With no transportation, I just have to walk it. Living in New York City practically my entire life, I knew how to walk fairly quickly, but quickly wasn't enough. I sprinted across Central Park without stopping. I passed over 100 cats my way there. When I reached 165 West 91st Street, I ran inside. I knew this building like the back of my hand. So many memories happened here. Turning left and getting into the elevator, I pressed 14. Could this elevator be any slower? The doors finally opened, revealing the yellow and black tile on the floor and the old sign reading 14A. Taking a deep breath, I haltingly walked towards the front door. Putting my key into the lock was terrifying. The spring-loaded pins and tumblers inside the lock could change my life entirely. I turned the worn-down golden doorknob and opened the squeaky-hinged front door. I was a ghost. My body apparently was moving. I was watching it, but it wasn't me. I was watching 2 legs move, one in front of the other, but they didn't feel like they were mine. I scanned the foyer as I walked into the apartment. To my right, there were 4 pictures on the wall. Each of them seemed to be sketched out with charcoal and appeared to be different plants and leaves. To my left, I saw the dining room. A large tan circular table sat in the middle of the room. Memories flooded my head. The countless times I spent in the room eating meals with my family and laughs we shared. I walked through the kitchen and saw something that surprised me. Standing on the floor across the room was a beautiful Somali cat. I didn't realize that Sam got a cat. It looked at me with its green eyes. Something about this felt familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I got up and walked towards the living room, still no one. Then I went into Sam's bedroom and found another cat. It was an Abyssinian with bright green eyes. Something weird is going on. I swear, I've seen those eyes. They look almost identical to Sam's. The Abyssinian ran over to me and jumped into my arms. It kept meowing at me, and suddenly it all made sense. Sam, the sister I knew and loved, was a cat. What the actual fuck?